Hey, it's Time Out with Michael, and I am here, but not here. We're trying this new stuff out with StreamYard. So, again, I was really good at podcast stuff before, and it was not a live video. So, we're going to try some of my new stuff with the old stuff with the new stuff and see how it works. So, again, thanks everybody for joining Time Out with Michael. I sure appreciate it. All of you subscribers that subscribe to the channel, we can't thank you enough. And your support means everything. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. And please subscribe, please like, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more timeouts moving forward. So, tonight's show, thanks for listening, whether you're listening morning, noon, or night. We appreciate it. If you're listening to the replay, appreciate it as well. Leave comments. Give the thumbs up. That helps the algorithm. That gets it out there, and we just have a better show. We get more people that tell us what they want to hear. So, I've been thinking a lot about this subject and ignoring others. And I just wanted to touch bases on this because, again, I've really been thinking about this long and hard for quite some time. And it's just something that kind of bugs me. And so I don't know if it bugs you. So, this day and age, this time that we're going through now with cell phones and computers and tablets and things, you just don't get that real interaction anymore, that phone call, or you got to drive over to someone's house and talk to them. It's just a text message, it's an email, it's an app, it's a message, it's a messenger, it's a picture with a video. I mean, how cool is it that we have an iWatch that you can actually talk to somebody on, like they did, like when Inspector Gadget had that, and when James Bond had that, you were like, wouldn't it be so cool if we could do that, and what else, there was all those things that had like a video call, and you're thinking, man, it would be so cool if we could use that. And now it's here, and we don't utilize it a ton. Well, some of us do, but again, the text messages, the message apps, the emails, and all of those things, they lose a lot of context. And something that bugs me is that somebody could send you an email, or they could send you a text message, and you're like, yeah. But you have so much more to say, and it's so hard to send that text message or that email because there's a lot. And it's easier just to talk about it right now. I just talked about all of that, and we want to get this done, and we want to get this done. These are my thoughts on this. And you've just said that, where it takes a little bit more time to type it out, write it out, text it out, however you want to do it. I mean, for me, maybe a video chat would be even better, but sometimes you just want to do that phone call. And so again, you get that text message or you get that email, and you're like, oh, they're available. So you call them and they ignore you. They don't answer the phone. They don't pick up. And you're like, wait a minute, you just sent a text message. You just sent an email, and you can't answer your phone. I have a rule, and most people that deal with me know the rule. If you text me more than 3 or 4 times, you better just call, because the conversation has gotten that much in depth that it requires now, let's talk about it. I don't have time to text message. And what's up with this? I don't understand the whole concept of, we have text messages, and that's pretty standard, but yet you won't answer the text message I send you, but if I snap you, you will. If I send it on Facebook Messenger, you will. Instagram Messenger. It's super, super weird. I don't understand it. It's so goofy. So it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts when you do that. And I think it drives other people nuts too, because it's got to. I can't be the only one out there that this drives people crazy with. The other thing too, and I've kind of figured this out. I've moved past this in the last few years. But again, you're trying to talk to somebody, and they're talking to you, and all of a sudden they're just not talking to you, and you're like, well, wait, what is going on? Why aren't they talking? Or you've tried to talk to them and they won't answer, but then you pull up your Facebook or you pull up your Instagram, and it says they're the green is they're live, they're interacting with Facebook and Instagram. How many of you have your phone and turn Facebook? Oh, you got a message. So you turn Facebook on and you go look at it, and then you're like, oh, cool. Okay. And then you turn your phone off. Whatever, Apple, Android, whatever phone you have. if you don't close that app out, it says you're still logged on. It says you're still using that app. So it says, yeah, he's there. He's looking at, he or she, I should say, is looking at Facebook when they're really not. And it says, well, you've been on Facebook this whole time. No, I really haven't. But it's funny. I used to get really pissed off. Like you can be on Facebook and you can be on Instagram, but you can't take the time to answer a text message from me. Like, really? And I then since learned that sometimes you might have Facebook open on your phone or your iPad or your computer or your browser, yet you're not really on it. It just, you left it open, so it assumes that you're on. So I think that's kind of funny. So again, ignoring others a little, it just talk. Like if you send a message, like, or like if you don't answer the phone, like at least send a message like, hey, I can't talk right now or something. That would be nice. That would be good. But anyway, I don't, does that annoy anybody out there? Does it freak you out? Does it concern you that, like, again, you might get a text message or an email and then you're like, you gotta talk more in depth with it. So you want to make that phone call, or am I just the only one? Maybe I haven't caught up with the times of text messaging, and I get it. I don't mind texting, but at the same time, it's like sometimes that warrants a phone call, so you can talk and interact. The conviction in your voice is not there. So it gets lost in translation, and you think somebody's mad at you, or you think somebody doesn't care, or, those are really the two things. Either they're mad or they don't care. Well, if they're not mad, then you can't hear that in the context of an email or a text message or a message through any of those other apps. But it concerned me. Like, I was just thinking about this the other day, and I thought this is a fun subject to go over, to talk about, because it's real simple. I wanted to see how this format worked with StreamYards. Again, there's so much going on that I want to get on Mondays and do my live stream, but sometimes it doesn't let me do that. And like right now is a good time for me to do it. I can't wait until 7:00. So I was like, let's try this out and let's see how this works. And again, it's back to what my strong point is the podcast format, where I'm able to talk about things and not get distracted on the comments. I am not a big enough channel to be able to ignore the comments. And not that they ignore comments, but like if you watch some of these people that have 3,000 views or subscription people, or they have 10,000 or 1 million, like they're paying attention. They're looking at the comments and they're just grabbing some, and then you feel like, well, this guy doesn't care, this girl doesn't care. And that's not the case. You're just trying to put out the content that you want. So I thought, let's try this and see how it goes. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Again, thank you to all of our subscribers and subscription people. We couldn't do it without you. Again, we are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. I don't use my Twitter as much. I don't understand Twitter. I don't get it. It doesn't fly with me. It's not something that I do. I don't do TikTok, and I probably should. It's a huge platform, but it doesn't really resonate with what I do. So I don't do TikTok. I do shorts. I do shorts on Instagram. I do shorts on Facebook. I do shorts on YouTube. They're pretty fun. But anyway, check us out. Appreciate it. Again, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the thumbs up button, check the notification bell. You don't want to miss any content. So back to ignoring people. One thing that I've really noticed that has gotten a little bit better, but still not huge, is, you go out to a restaurant and you're with your significant other, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or even when you're alone. People, you can go into a bar, you can go into a restaurant, and you used to hear the chatter. So like you could hear everybody talking, and sometimes it was loud, sometimes it wasn't loud, but you could just hear that. And now you walk into a lot of restaurants and bars and it's like silent, like that music is all you hear, or whatever background music or sound they have playing is very prominent. It's very much there, and you don't hear the people talking. And it's because we're all on our phones. You head down and you're texting and you're doing that. You're playing your game. You're checking your social media, whatever it might be. That's what's going on. And I feel like we're ignoring these people for whatever it's worth. Like, I try to engage with my wife when I go out and I'm talking, because I want that interaction. Yes, we do see each other every day and the weekends, but I want to have an adult conversation with her rather than the every mundane detail stuff. And I get tired of that. And we do a pretty good job when we go out. We talk amongst each other, and then we do pictures on social media where we go or whatever. But I think that that's just been lost. Like, people don't talk to each other. They're ignoring. They're like right there. And I swear I have seen people sitting at the same table sending messages to that person at the table, and they're having a great conversation. But this is where it's at right here. This is where they're not looking. They're not engaging anything. They're glued to this little doll here. It's like, well, why? Why can't you have a simple conversation? That's been lost. If you ask me, to be honest, people just don't have great conversations face to face, looking each other in the eye, like paying attention to somebody, giving them your attention. And I don't think that's so much to ask. That's not too much to ask. I think it would be, I think it's rude. I think, if you're not paying attention to somebody and they're trying to talk to you. Now, I'll go off on a little, variant on here too. As you think about this, as I talk about this next part, I want you to think about when you're having conversations with your everyday people, whether it be at work, whether it be family, whomever. How does your conversation go? Are you giving them your undivided attention? Are you giving them attention? Now, I work in a very fast-paced industry, and right now, thank goodness, is a slow time. I should give another shout out too while I'm thinking about this. A shout out to all those that are in retail. God bless you, and I think you're amazing. And I sure hope you can survive this holiday season. We got, a few more weeks to go until it kind of rings through and it's over for some people. Other people, it continues to carry on. But mad props to you, and congratulations for surviving all the assholes out there that just are not patient. They don't get what they want, and they don't understand supply and demand right now. And shame on you guys, because we've all done this to ourselves, and we can work together and we can make it a lot better. Be patient. That person might have been working a double shift. They might have been working a shift they weren't even supposed to. They might be working something that they've never done before. Be patient with them. Those people that don't work and are not working and are taking the government handouts. I shouldn't even go down that road. But anyway, mad props to you guys in the retail business. Okay. So anyway, retail business, let's get back to it. I work in a fast-paced industry. So when I'm doing stuff, I need to work. I am not an office person. I am not a person that sits behind a desk all day long. That is not me. That is not what my job entails. There are times when I have to sit behind the desk. There are times when I have to sit in the office and do all of that stuff. But for the most part, my stuff is let's go do things. And I have to do things. I have to walk and talk. And most of the people that have interact with me now, understand that. So it's not like I'm not giving their attention, but they understand because they're also there. They understand that if they want to get questions or they have answers or they have those type of things, it's a walk and talk with me, because I need to walk and talk and work and talk at the same time. I always have my AirPods in because I get a lot of phone calls, I get a lot of text messages, and it's just easier to stream all that again because I have to have hands on. I'm doing so many things at once during the day. So again, think about that in your industry and what you do for work. Can you afford to walk and talk? Can you do that without being ignorant to somebody, like they feel like you're ignoring them? Again, a lot of people that I work with understand that if you want to talk to me during the day, you're going to have to understand I'm either going to be on my phone or my iPad or my computer, and I'm multitasking. I'm listening to what you're saying as I'm writing the email, as I'm putting in orders, as I'm fixing things, as I'm building things, answering messages and emails and phone calls. And they all know. It's really funny because they always ask, they look at me and I'm down and they look at me and they're like, you on the phone? For you other people, this is the other phone symbol. For those of you listening, I put my whole hand up against my ear because that simulates a smartphone. Most people don't know the pinky and the thumb to the ear and the mouth. You show that to millennials and younger, and they look at you like you're high. Like, what is that? So I always do both of them. But they always ask, like, are you on the phone? And no, I'm not. But then that's when they just start talking, and I'll be engaged in my phone as well, but they know that is. But when I don't have that going on, when I don't have my phone, and I don't have my iPad or don't have my computer, I try to give those people my undivided attention because they deserve it. And I'm so sorry if I have not given you that attention and you feel like I'm ignoring you. That's when you just be honest with me and say, hey, focus here. We need to engage, and I need your undivided attention. Again, my role is always so multitasked in that. So sometimes I forget that, and I apologize. So think about that as you do your day-to-day stuff. Are you ignoring somebody? Are you giving your undivided attention to them? Can you multitask? Do they understand that you need to multitask to be able to talk to them and do what you're doing without them getting offended? And if not, stop, take 10 or 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, a minute out of your day. It's not going to make or break you. Take the time, stop, listen to them, see what's going on, because you might miss it. And you might hurt, and then they might not come and talk to you. Maybe they don't want to. Oh, why doesn't he ever come talk to me? Well, because you're always so busy. And I've gotten that a couple times, and they called me out on it, and we've since fixed and remedied that situation. Again, which is why I started really thinking about this in the last couple of weeks, because I feel like you have to give people your attention, and if you don't, I mean, you're being rude. That's inconsiderate. That's not good manners. And I just like to display that. I think that's important to me, and it should be important to you too. Stop ignoring people. The Facebook posts will be there in 30 seconds. The Instagram posts and pictures will be there. You can scroll down. It'll be there. Trust me. Even if you don't get it right away, it's there. For those of you that are Instagram-ers and Facebook-ers, and that's how you make a living, well, that's a little different for you. But the most of us in the real society, this is important. Stop, take a minute, put your phone down, stop Snapchatting, stop TikToking, stop Facebooking, Instagramming, WhatsApping, all of those, and take a second, talk to somebody. It's amazing what you'll get out of that whole conversation. I actually stopped and talked to a lady the other day that all of her kids all have phones, and that's all they're on, the phone constantly. So she put forth something at dinner time that everybody comes and eats dinner, whether they eat in the kitchen, whether they eat in the living room, whether they eat in the dining room. They're all very close. It's a smaller dwelling, and there's 4 kids and herself and her husband. And she told me that she gets so frustrated because everybody's on their phone, and they're just, they're eating, but they're really not engaging. So a few months ago, she put into place a basket, and at dinner time, everybody puts their phone in the basket, and they all take 20 minutes to 30 minutes to sit down and eat dinner and engage in one another. How was your day? What was going on? What do you got going on? How's this going? And she says that at first the kids were like, I don't really want to do this. This is weird. Why are you doing this to me? And since they did it a couple times. The kids have interacted with each other a lot more, and the family dynamic has gotten a lot better just for that simple 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of dinner and interacting with each other and not ignoring. Again, you would be so amazed at how somebody feels ignored when you're sitting right next to them with your phone, with your tablet, with your computer. Again, stop, take a few minutes out of your day, 5-10 minutes, and engage with somebody. Put your electronics down, put your social media down, and talk to them. Engage with them. Our human spirit yearns for that. Our whole being yearns for that, which is why, with the whole COVID thing, you got to remember that we were all kind of put together with everybody, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I've guess what? I just spent the last year and a half talking with my family. I didn't go anywhere. Okay, you might have been in the same room, but that did not mean that you were engaging with them. So again, they were getting ignored. I mean, and it's not. It's something that consciously you don't think about until you're like, oh wow, yeah, we didn't say a whole lot to each other. I read your Facebook posts, I read your Instagram posts, I feel like I was engaged, but you really aren't. And so again, I encourage everybody to take a few minutes out of their day and spend some time with their family, siblings, friends, whatever. Pick up the phone and make a phone call, and talk to somebody on the phone. Have a conversation on the phone without your game, without your text message, without all of those things. Somebody apparently is at my front door. Not sure. Sorry. I got a little interrupted there. It happens. See, life happens. So, one thing that I'd like to see, again, everybody do is just take a few minutes out of your day to put forth an effort to talk to people, to engage with people, and really and have that interaction. Because again, you would be surprised at how you feel ignored, how you feel like people aren't paying attention to you when you're right there next to them. You're 2 feet away, 6 feet away, whatever. But do that. And think about that again as you've gone through this episode and listened to a few things. Think about how you ignore people, and if you can do better. And if they felt hurt or whatever, maybe they don't talk to you anymore because maybe you ignored them and they just got, he's not got the time for me. So do that, and again, engage with them so that you have time to do that. Human interaction. I promise you'll love it. So anyway, this is fun. This is good. I wanted to have that whole new, I don't know how I just wanted to try the recording thing and figure it out on how it works and how it doesn't, and do that podcast stuff again, because I do miss this, and I don't always have the time at 7:00 on Mondays. So I figured that I would try this, and if you guys like it and it's good, let me know. Leave comments below what we could do to change it, fix it, make it better. Because again, there are times when I can't get on here and do the live stream, but this is an option now that StreamYards has done, which I'm super excited about. So I wanted to try it. So if you guys like this, again, leave a comment. Let me know what we can change, what we can improve. I brought the screen a little closer, so you don't see everything in the background, and you can see my wonderful face. Just kidding. But again, let me know. And check us out on all of the platforms. We're on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. Follow us, subscribe to us, hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any more content.